Another day in Biden's clown world. Earlier today, Fox cameras caught hundreds of illegal migrants being released en masse near San Diego. Meanwhile, back in D.C., Biden continues to pretend his hands are tied on securing the border.
We introduced a comprehensive plan to fix the system. It included funding for high-tech border security, legal pathways for dreamers, address the root causes of why so many people are fleeing to the southern border, to avoid violence, corruption, political instability, natural disasters. And by the way, speak to your agriculture communities and ask them if they need temporary workers.
All right, scratch what the old Baptist said. Before speaking to the agricultural community, speak to the illegal migrants, because the work Biden's signing them on to do, they don't want any part of.
¿A dónde vas en los Estados Unidos?
Chicago.
Chicago. ¿Y de dónde son?
Colombia.
Colombia. ¿Quieren trabajar?
No.
No? ¿Asilo?
Sí, yes.
They say they want asylum, they don't want to work.
Let's bring in House Homeland Security Committee Chairman, Congressman Mark Green. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks for being with us. I know this is an issue that
thanks for having me.
Work every day on tirelessly, and we're grateful for that. It has to be concerning for you to hear Joe Biden, and for us to hear Joe Biden, in essence, say anyone who has a concern around the world, they have an open door to come through our southern border into the U.S., which is in essence what he just said.
Yeah, it's about incentives, Sean. I mean, they're basically opening the door. New York's now issuing $1,000 checks to people. Anytime you have that incentive, you're going to get more and more people coming. And they created the mass migration wave by having those incentives. It's ridiculous. The policies that they got rid of when they got in office caused the problem.
I am astonished that maybe I shouldn't be, Congressman, that he keeps talking about his plan, his initial plan. The initial idea that he introduced was a mass amnesty bill that Nancy Pelosi wouldn't even put her hands on when she was the Speaker of the House. Yeah. And if you just go through some of the comparisons, in the final month that President Trump was in office, Border Patrol released 17 illegal border jumpers. In December of 2023, Biden released 191,000. That was 11,000 times more illegal migrants who were let loose. That's Joe Biden's policy. We're past the point of no return. This is an irreversible change in the United States that he's engineered.
Yeah, there's no doubt it's been engineered and intentional, and they know the net effect. They know about the fentanyl deaths. They know about cartel crime. They know about the cartels connecting to gangs inside the United States to create a nexus of crime. They know about the human trafficking. They know about, the 24,000 Chinese nationals who came in last year and over 20,000 that have come in since October 1st, with the highest year prior to that at 1,800. This is a massive national security threat to this country, and they don't care. They want to fundamentally change the electorate. They have an immigration policy idea that's different than what's the laws on the books, and they'll just break the laws. That's what they're doing, and that's why we impeached Alejandro Mayorkas, because he didn't care about that co-equal branch of government that wrote the laws. He just did his own immigration plan.
As Joe Biden weakens our southern border, weakens our country, I want to pivot and switch gears to this. While the United States doles out billions of dollars of aid and equipment to fight foreign wars, China is strengthening itself from within. Chinese companies setting up their own volunteer armies, a practice that we haven't seen since the 1970s. Congressman, it appears that China is doing something they haven't done in a while, since the 1970s, but they're prepping for war.
Yeah, this is essentially equivalent to our National Guard. But what it really is just a continued expansion, a massive expansion of the People's Liberation Army and the armed forces in China. Their nuclear buildup, their shipping, their Navy is just, they're out building us on ships to an exponential scale. It's really, we have got to respond and respond quickly, not only with the equipment that we have, and I know you serve, but with also the readiness and training. We're more focused on our woke ideology and checking some boxes instead of actually training soldiers to kill our enemies. And that's what we've got to get back to, is lethality And tragically, this administration doesn't seem to care.
But let's tie it back to what's gone on with the millions of illegal migrants coming into this country, and it's the single military-age Chinese men coming into this country. This is going to require mass deportation, is it not, Congressman, if Biden is ousted? And are the laws on the books to deport them and also seal the border?
Absolutely. The president actually has emergency powers right now that he could execute to seal the border. So asking, blaming Congress and saying that it's because we failed to pass legislation, which, by the way, the House did do. H.R. 2 was passed over almost a year ago, and there's no excuse for the Senate not to have at least taken it up and amended it to go to conference committee, but they've just ignored it. The laws are on the books to do both, to seal the border and to deport people who are here illegally.
Congressman Mark Green, always a pleasure to see you. Keep up the good work. We appreciate that you're serving in the House and have such an important committee. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.